listening to the GreenSkull podcast.
A podcast for Fife fans, music artists, and creatives alike. Hey, what's up guys? Before we start the show, just wanted to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Natural Selection, a brand that's not just about clothing, but a lifestyle. I'm thrilled to introduce the trendsetters of Coachella Valley streetwear, Natural Selection. Natural Selection is all about quality and uniqueness. Their designs are a fusion of street culture and the vibrant energy of the Coachella Valley. Alright, yo, it's the GreenSkull podcast. I'm your host, DJ GreenSkull, aka MCKG, and today I'm with the homie, Razor J.
Hey.
What's good, bro?
I feel great.
Sheesh. It's like I know you as an artist, but I don't know too much about you on how like you started making music, like from the beginning, you know? Like, we can start there and then we'll float into the future.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's cool to finally link up and do this, man. For sure, for real. So, I always say it started a long time ago. My mommy and daddy really loved each other. No, so it started for real though when I started middle school, because I'll never forget I tried signing up for the art elective in school and I didn't get it. I got music instead. I'm like, that's all right. And then I had cool band teachers and I would stay in class and I just got really into music. I got really into classical music. At one point, I even thought I wanted to be a composer, write symphonies and stuff like that. And then I started playing guitar, and that changed my life. I actually started in a mariachi band. And yeah, people always have a trip that like, how'd you learn guitar, bro? You're crazy. I said, I started playing mariachi. That boom cha-cha, boom cha-cha. And then I got really into rock and I got really into jazz because it was cool guitar stuff there. And then I was always listening to rap. Like, it's just around everywhere. And so I was always listening to it. And then as I got older, I started writing songs. I would sing a little bit, rap a little bit. But I started having friends who were really, really good singers. And I don't think I think this way now, but back then I thought, I'm not going to sing. Because forget that. These guys are amazing. So then I started rapping more. And yeah, just little by little, I started becoming the artist I am today. But it all started just because of school, literally music. Listening to guitar. Oh, and I should say this, one big moment that changed my life. I started playing guitar and it was cool, it was fun. I started playing music, it was fun. And then I was in middle school and I thought, this is all cool and whatever. But then I remember, yeah, it's a little kid, right? So then I remember my brother was taking a history of rock and roll class, and then he told me, you got to check out this band called Led Zeppelin. And I remember I heard Led Zeppelin for the first time and I thought, this, like, mariachi is cool, but I heard the guitar solos, I heard the yelling, and I remember I heard the guitar and I thought, I'm gonna do this. I decided right then and there, like, I'm liking music. Everyone loves music, but I like it a lot, and this is amazing. I'm gonna do this as a career, and now I do.
How old were you when you made that decision?
I think I was in 7th grade, however old you're around then. But it was just like that. It was a moment. I said, okay, this is what I'm doing now. I've never looked back.
Nice. So when you said that in 7th grade, were you as good on the guitar as you are now? Or was it just kind of like,
no.
Like you were kind of like getting better? Or?
Yeah, it's a process. No one starts out good, right?
No, yeah, but I mean, if you picked it up young by 7, like...
Let's see what you're saying. No, I started the mariachi band, and it was an after-school program. I started at 6th grade, and... yeah, so it was just a year later, and I was really into it though. Like, I put a lot of time in. I was, like anybody who gets good with their craft, you low-key get obsessed.
Yeah.
So I was putting in time, and then that's where I made the decision.
Nice. So when you created the mariachi band, were you guys like full mariachi? Like I'm talking like uniforms
Yeah.
and shit? Yeah, for real? Oh shit, dang.
Yeah.
So you guys are like sombreros and everything?
Yeah, we didn't have the hats. Like maybe the budget wasn't there, but
okay.
we did the like Cielito Lindo and Mariachi Loco, all those kind of songs, and it was fun. I still love that music. I genuinely really do. Like I'm not crazy about corridos and stuff like that. Like I'll listen to them, but mariachi, like Spanish music, oh man, I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Did you guys have like a mariachi name?
I don't know. We were just probably associated with the school. Honestly, I kind of low-key just forgot. It's been a while, but I think of it fondly, but I just don't remember a lot of details.
Okay. Fuck. So from being in a mariachi band, like I guess like when did Razor J, like where did you get Razor J from?
So this is interesting because I don't know if you know this, I used to go by a different artist name.
Let's hear it.
I used to go by Q.
Q? No, I don't know.
Q-E-U. So it was a thing where I'd be like, I'm Q, and I had to always clarify, that's Q, not Q. And it was a little thing I thought like, it'll become known with time. And then I thought, I don't know, I guess I got scared, like you can't own a letter. Like I wasn't powerful enough to own a letter, you know, and there's so many Qs in pop culture already. There's a James Bond Q, there's Quincy Jones was called Q, I guess. So I thought I want to change it, and I remember thinking I want a badass rock star name like Slash or Zach Wild, right? And then, but also some rappers, they have cool names, but I thought those were the coolest names, the guitar players. And I was thinking, also like Eminem, amazing artist, terrible name. I still,
really? I think it's fire.
Well, I just think that like, it's not terrible. I shouldn't go on record saying that, but it's just like, you know, the name immediately doesn't hit you. He's made such an impact because of his artistry, but like, I don't know, to me, Slash, like that hits, you know? Okay. The other artist, I think, The Edge, this is one guitar player for U2. It's a cool, like amazing artist, and like The Edge, There's a lot of artists where they just give me mess, so I wanted something that hit, and so, at least in my mind, right, because everyone could just disagree with what I'm thinking. Be like, bro, Slash is the stupidest name ever. So, the idea was to have something that I thought was cool and that hit, and I remember I tried a lot of names, and I was making music already. I was making beats, writing lyrics, and doing all sorts of stuff, and I was already playing gigs as a guitarist professionally. And I would play music stuff. I think I had a few shows as Q where I was rapping, but I thought like, this isn't my name. And a friend told me when it hits you, it hits you. So I thought that, I was like, wow, when it hits you, it hits you. And that really, like, I'll know, right? Yeah. So I kept thinking, oh, I need something, you know, badass, something crazy like that. And when it hits you, it hits you. And one time I was shaving, and I was like, I was thinking about it all the time. I'd wake up, be like, what's my name? And right before I go to sleep, like, oh, what's my name, right? So I was thinking about it all the time. And then I remember I was shaving, I wasn't even shaving, I was brushing my teeth. But there was a shaver there. I was like, when it hits you, damn, what's my name? And then the razor flipped and nicked me. Because it was like, it was one of those disposable razors, like those super cheap ones. Okay, yeah. And it went up and it nicked me. And I was like, when it hits you, it hits you.
Literally, huh?
And then Razor J was born.
Razor J.
I don't know.
Razor J. Okay, hell yeah.
That was too long a story, but no, I like it.
Damn. So wait, how old are you when you thought of Razor J?
I think I don't remember. It's been a while now. Like 25.
25. Damn. Okay. So at what point were you from like guitar player, rapper? Like, what's the timeline? Were you both at the same time, or were you a guitar player first and then got into rapping?
Yeah,
it was like that.
So kind of like that, but I was always writing songs, and my voice just needed work. So I was working on singing a little bit, and there was a whole point in time where actually I took singing lessons. I was in choir. I went to COD and I took the singing classes there. I got a little bit better. I learned a lot of vocal production stuff that helps me as a rapper, honestly. But like I said, I was playing in bands, and I was surrounded with amazing singers, like singers who could do all the crazy range, who could do girls and guys, who just had could do all the fancy runs. Yeah. And I wanted to write songs, but I was always rapping too. And I don't know if this seems corny now, but I thought I'd be something like maybe Ed Sheeran. Like, he sings, but he sort of quasi semi-raps sometimes, you know, some of his songs.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I thought I'd be one of those artists who like wasn't afraid to bust a flow here and there, but who would sing. And then, like I said, I'm a different person now, but back then the insecurity got to me, and I didn't want to be compared to all these singers I was around. So I started saying, I wasn't really around too many rappers. So I started thinking, because I always loved rap, I always listened to it, it was always there, and I would do it a little bit, just like for fun. I'd write raps, or freestyle. I would freestyle with the homies a lot.
Nice.
And yeah, so then that happened, and I slowly switched over from playing guitar and writing songs, and I was learning about recording so I could record my own songs. And then I started rapping, and I just decided, like, this is what I'm gonna do. And a big thing was you didn't have to write a melody. You could just say what you wanted to say in rapping, as long as it rhymed. As long as you're clever enough to find the rhyme, you could say whatever you want to say. You don't have to worry about chords or melodies or things like that. I mean, you can, but you know.
Yeah.
But that was really what hit me. I wanted to say stuff. I wanted to talk about what I was feeling, what I was doing, what I thought.
Nice. So, like, what are some influences aside Led Zeppelin? Like, your influences as far as, like, guitar playing and rapping?
GreenSkull, MCKG, all the big ones. So, yeah, that's cool. It's fun because I feel sometimes I have this conversation with just the homies or whatever, and there's people who know all the guitar people on list, but they know none of the rappers. And vice versa. So I don't know if you know everybody, but right now I really like, I think you've heard of Polyphia?
Polyphia? No.
Oh, see, here we go. It starts.
You might have told me about this.
So they're...
But I don't remember.
Okay. They're really cool, and they were popping off a few years ago because they started combining trap beats with guitar playing, crazy guitar playing. And those guys, Tim Henson, he's one of the guitarists in the band, and also Ichika is this guitar player who's really just crazy. And they do things that, so I should say in the beginning I was really super influenced by guys like Jimmy Page, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, and John 5, also Buckethead. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. Yeah, you know? Oh, that's fire. Yeah. So I really love those guys, but the new modern crop of guitar players, they're playing in a different way. Without getting too nerdy discussion, I can't even talk about it, I have to show it. Like, they're approaching the guitar different ways. So those guys in Polyphia, Manuel Gardner Fernandez, Ichika, guys like that are really cool. A lot of R&B guitar players, Sai Sharkey, Mateus Sasato, who's doing a lot of cool like gospel playing along with shred. So a lot of cool, I like pretty chords, so guitarists who play nice pretty chords. And then on the rap side, a big influence when I started out was Eminem. And man, I know you say sometimes Eminem and like people automatically label you a certain person out, and I get it, because Eminem now, like the past few years, he raps and makes songs a certain way. And back in the day, he didn't. And I still love him, but like the beginning was highly influenced by him. But I've always liked guys who can really rap, like Token, Tyler, Jid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys like that.
Nice.
Denzel. Oh, I love Denzel Curry.
Yeah, I fuck with Token too.
Yeah.
Token's hard.
You like strange music stuff, and we've had discussions about this.
Strange.
Bro,
yeah.
I vibe with that.
I fuck with strange music.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't fuck with them, but I don't know. I like strange music.
I think that goes hard.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Token too. I don't even think. What is he? He's independent, right? Does he have his own label? I don't even know. But Token's hard. I like Denzel Curry also. I like a lot of artists, but I don't know. Like I'm a fan. I guess like through and through. I guess, you know, like Eminem. Like people say, oh, I like his old shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I like all his shit.
Me too.
Like
man.
I like all of it, dude.
Me too. Like,
I don't care. Like that new album that he hates. Was it Revival?
Yeah.
It's not the best, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's his best project.
Yeah.
Like if you compare it to other projects of his,
It's
I
not
don't think.
that bad though.
But no, it's not. Like
People be hating, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
it is different. So I think that's why, because maybe they just didn't like that difference. I don't know.
It is different, yeah.
I can't say, but I did like the newest project he put out. It was cool. Like there's some return to form from his older stuff even.
Oh, you mean the Death of Slim Shady?
Yeah, the first track on that is crazy
I fuck with
because
it.
it feels like it could have come out one of his like on the Eminem show or something. It's wild. Like the flow is cool.
Hell yeah. I feel like, I can't confirm it, but I feel like a lot of those songs were just old songs that just didn't make a tape or something.
Yeah.
But because it's weird, you can hear his voice like in the beginning, like the first couple tracks, and then you hear the voice later, and he sounds clearly different. And I don't know, it's like I think it's just a bunch of old songs probably, but still go hard. Maybe new beats. Maybe like who knows what he did, but
there are some modern references in those.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, you're right. But then again, it is his voice still, so maybe he just added it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's Eminem. I don't know. Maybe he knew. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Eminem's crazy. But all right, so when it comes
also,
to
real quick, I don't think I mentioned him. Joyner. Love Joyner.
Oh yeah, Joyner Lucas. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I fuck with Joyner too. A lot of people don't fuck with Joyner or Logic.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
And they used to hate each other. Now they're homies, I think.
I know. I fuck with both of them.
Yeah, I do too.
I like Logic a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Logic. Rat Pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just dope. But man, shit. I had a question about your. So yeah, how old were you when you became like a pro musician?
I was right out of high school. If we're just talking about when you get paid, I think I even got paid in high school for a couple of things. So yeah, maybe like 16 technically. Like, I wasn't paying the bills off music, but I was technically, I was getting paid. And what's actually cool is talking about singing. Last year it was a real like whatever gig. It was an acoustic night. And I played singing where I was lead singer. And I've done singing on some of my gigs. I've done backup vocals on a lot of gigs, actually. But I was the lead singer. I was by myself and I was singing. And I thought it was just like a show because it was a really small, low-stakes show. It was cool, though. And then I found out I got paid. I didn't even know I was getting paid. I just did it because I wanted to do it for me. And then so I was like, bro, I'm a professional singer now. Like, yeah. It's about time.
That's sick. So, wait, are you currently in a band right now?
I'm kind of a hired gun. I get hired for things. People need music for this or that. I'm sort of, I don't know what we're even called anymore, but Los Vampiros, if that's still a thing. I was in a Spanish rock band. And yeah, we were covering a lot of Spanish rock stuff. And that was fun because there's nobody really covering that stuff around the valley. And people loved it. That's the only consistent thing where I was showing up to rehearsals. I'm also playing with this singer Amel. That's kind of a duo. It's very acousticy, but it's vibey. But yeah, nothing like in the traditional sense of like, oh, we're going to try to play Hollywood next, in a couple months. We're going to release an album. Nothing like that.
I get you. Yeah, because I just asked because, like following your career since we've met a while back, I've noticed like you're kind of everywhere. Like you're with like this band.
Yeah.
And then House Party, this band.
Yeah.
And then No Cover, that band.
Yeah, the No Cover band.
And then, like I was like, all right, this dude's in a lot of bands.
That's how I make money. I gotta go where the money is. But even just yesterday. So we had that gig or that show. I had a Razor J show, right? And it was cool. All the rappers were there. It was a great community. Felt really fun. But before that, I had a country club gig where I was playing like country music and jazz music, and I was there in a button-up, and I thought, this is wild, because in a few hours, I'm be at a bar, shirtless, telling the crowd to turn up, and hopefully girls will be twerking, and like all this stuff, and then like, it all came true. Like a couple hours later, I was shirtless, I was like, hey, let's go, it was crazy. But, so I live those two worlds. I'm like a bridge sometimes, I feel like, a link.
I get you. So as far as your skill, like musically, like you're multiple genres, right? Because you just said country.
Oh yeah.
You be playing like all kinds of stuff.
I think like, I wouldn't really consider myself a country guitar player, but if you can play music, you can play. I don't know how best to put that. Like I think a lot of beat makers are like that too. Just using maybe a closer metaphor similar to what we're doing is that if you ask a trap producer, a really, really good trap producer, could they make a boom bap beat? Sure. Could they make EDM? Yeah. Do they really, do it all the time? Is it their main thing? You know what I mean? But like, I feel like, because I know you make beats, and I've heard you like experiment a little bit. And if you really wanted to, I feel like you have an idea of how to approach a whole bunch of different genres, right? Yeah. Might not be like, maybe you don't make too many R&B beats, but you could, right?
I could.
Yeah, exactly.
That's, I feel like how I think it is with musicians with a lot of genres.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because I'm also thinking like you as like a guitar player, like you could play country music, right, on the guitar.
It's not hard.
And I don't know how many instruments you could play, but I'm assuming like you could just like, all right, what's the gig?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. What's
Hell
the
yeah.
gig?
What's the music we're playing? Let me listen to it. What do you need me to do? Am I just going to be playing the song exactly as the record? Okay, I'll listen to it. And at that point, you just got to know how to play music. You don't have to know the style. But if it says like, all right, we're going to write songs in this style. I want you to solo. Now you got to learn how to make music in that style, which is a little bit different, but you just listen to it. Same thing, like, you know, if let's say you make mostly just like hard club trap beats, but then, or you make drill beats, whatever, right? Just hard, crazy, you know, drill beats. Yeah. And then, but like you get a crazy opportunity to make R&B beats, like smooth, silky R&B beats, and like you have a chance to make it with superstars. You'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go home, listen to R&B music for the next 4 hours, wake up, listen to R&B music for the next 4 hours, and by the end of this week, I'll know R&B music in and out. So if I ever get hired for a gig and I need to know a style I'm not comfortable, I'm gonna live in that world and I'll be good.
Nice. Damn. I mean, I've experimented as far as like beats goes, like with almost every genre. I've tried like rock. I do have rock songs, but obviously there's no band. I'm just like engineering the sounds. But that shit's tough. That shit is honestly tough because I used to record rock bands like so they could put it on their album and I'll help them mix.
Oh, yeah.
But like that is fucking hard too.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have a big ass studio. Like, I'm like, all right, drums first.
Yeah, you gotta.
Let's try this. You know, like that's tough, man. But have you ever like recorded music with a band?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know,
Many
like
times.
oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't know these things.
Oh,
So
no, my bad. That's like low-key came out like, oh, good job.
no,
Yes,
you
I
good,
have.
you good.
But I've recorded in up and down California, a whole bunch of different studios. I recorded with a big band, jazz band, the same band studio. I don't remember the name. I know they had Blink-182 recorded there. They had like pictures and plaques on the wall, and Black Eyed Peas recorded there, and it was some big studio. And you know, our album didn't go out and get a plaque or anything, but and I recorded in Vegas in this one, or actually I think it was a little bit away from Vegas, and I recorded in a studio in Vegas and then one a little bit away from Vegas. And I remember the one away, a little bit away, was like Disturbed. Recorded almost multiple albums there. Like maybe not almost all of them, but at least multiple albums there. So I've recorded in the studio plenty of times, and it's cool. That sort of vibe.
So like because you're part of like, you know, to hire, when you get involved with a band for like a show or something, I assume that's easy for you to just plug in, right? Because everyone else is a musician also.
Yeah.
I feel like musicians are different in that sense. Like I feel like they can just show up. This is what we're playing. You guys will practice a little bit, and now you know what's up. Like, because I've been around enough to where I'm like, this dude's talented. Like he don't really need like.
Yeah.
He just needs 10 minutes. Let me hear it. All right. Because I've been in rooms with people like that. And I assume that's how you are with other bands. Like, all right, because we're doing this song. This is what the key signature or whatever it's going to be. And then we just go, you know?
I do think so. But there's a certain difference between certain genres. Like if you know jazz, you can try to use your ear and just try to figure it out. But also like if you can just read lead sheets. And so there's a certain style. Like, and also if I'm playing, I don't know, with a country band, I can do it, but I'm going to need to know the songs. I'm going to need to learn them, and like maybe even just a day or whatever. But there's people who they know, like there's country standards. Like every great country musician knows these songs. I don't know those. I could learn them, but I could. Yeah. But on certain genres, I already know them. I know a lot of classic rock songs. I know a lot of modern rock pop songs. I know a lot of like Casino 40 stuff. Yeah, that stuff's, I don't know, it's cool because I kind of hop into that, and I feel like I am pretty good in a lot of genres, but I still just see it as like a day job. Like it's just a thing I can do. But it's cool, it's a fun day job.
I get you. I mean, it's probably better, like, have you ever had a regular job?
The closest I have to regular job, but no, pretty much, is teaching. I teach lessons a lot. Okay. And that's not, I feel like, exactly the same, you know?
Probably not. Not close.
I'm not serving food or, you know, working office. No hate to anybody doing anything, right? Yeah. But I've never had that sort of typical experience. It's always been music related, at least. And I will say real quickly on teaching, I thought it was just going to be a job, but you do make a connection with certain students and you get to help them achieve their musical goals. That's really cool. And I genuinely enjoy it. when you get to really, when a student really cares and you get to sharing all this stuff, it's fun.
Oh yeah, damn. So what are your musical goals?
My musical goals, you know, I used to have this saying I would say in my head all the time, and I just like almost brainwashed myself. What is it? And I would say, what do you want to achieve? What is your goal? What are you doing, right? And it would always be create art that inspires and makes people feel. And I wanted to make it less than 10 words. Create art that inspires and makes people feel. And that was like, sometimes I'd be like, oh man, I'm super tired, right? Because I stayed up too late the night before or whatever. And I was like, I got to get up to do whatever, right? I got to go get up and meet family or something. I'd be like, oh, what do I got to do today? I got to go. And then before even saying I got to go meet the fam, I would say, I got to create art that inspires and makes people feel. But just, I would say literally the past few weeks, I've been rethinking that. And that's not right. I want to create art that inspires and makes me feel. Because... And I know right now, maybe you're asking, like, what are your goals? Do you want to, get 100,000 streams? Do you want to tour the world? And all that stuff is just coming from creating art at the highest level. Yeah. All that stuff is just a metric, really, at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So on a super high macro level, I want to create art that feels inspiring and makes me feel things. Because I never know if anyone else is going to feel my music ever. You never know. Till the end of time, you can never know what's going on in another person's head, but I can always know, at least to some extent, what's going on in mine. So I really want to just make music that's really in tap with what I feel. And then from there, I hope to make music at a well enough level that I get enough financial compensation where I don't have to teach or take any gigs I don't want to. That's past that, it's just gravy.
Damn. So, like, in the past, has there been gigs that you really didn't want to do, but you just did it anyways?
Not really. I don't hate those things, but it's like, I know some people who have day jobs, and they like their day job. They got the homies are around, the customers are cool. It's a fun time, Yeah, I like that. But, there's a lot of cool people. It's a cool situation. It's not bad. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if they had a choice to do that or make music at the studio, they'd pick making music. And that's sort of where I'm at. Like, I like a lot of the gigs I do. Don't get me wrong. But maybe a better way to put it is it's usually like a 7 or 8 out of 10. But, man, those nights where I just get to make music, or sometimes just mornings where I get to just lock in. I get to write and create and make beats and, mess around with flows and all sorts of stuff. Like, that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh, yeah. Damn. All right. I did have a question for you the other night, but you wanted to save it for now. But I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to talk to you about the No Cover. It's like a YouTube show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that experience?
It was cool. Nice. So
I was like, it's cool.
Yeah. So no, it was cool. We got to perform at I feel bad. I already forgot. It was a super famous venue in Hollywood. And I think it was the same venue that Elton John performed the first time in America. I remember that because I was in this movie. Anyways, so we got to perform at a bunch of places. We got to meet a bunch of rock stars, Alice Cooper, Tosin Navasi, and a whole bunch of people. And so Lizzie Hale, right? But it was for people who don't know, it was a reality show where you can't do covers, so it was called No Cover, and you would play your own original songs. I was there with Chris Do, Miguel Arbayo, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and then Sean McCune. And those guys are all super cool. I love those guys. And we were doing basically Chris's music. It was fun. I got to see crazy expensive gear record us. I'd never been around that high intensity kind of equipment, like those $10,000 cameras that are able to move, zoom in and out on this dolly thing. And just real crazy, just crazy lighting, all sorts of stuff, a huge production team, right? It was my first time being part of this huge production and with money behind it. But spoiler alert, we didn't win. And we got to a few rounds. We did some stuff. We played some songs. It was really cool getting to meet all those people. But yeah, there was most people were cool there. All the bands were really cool there. And I'm still following some of them on Insta. They still follow me and whatever. Will like stuff, whatever. But yeah, some of the judges and people there, some of the industry people were Right, that was my first taste of the music industry, because I'm nothing in the music industry, and it's like you hear so many bad stories, and it's right there. Like you see it, the egos, the I'm better than you. Well, that's just ego. Like the short-sightedness of it all.
Okay. Yeah, because I was watching it. I think I was watching it weekly. I think.
Yeah, it was coming out every week.
I was a little late because I saw it on Facebook, and then I was like, "Let me watch this. I gotta watch this." Because I met Chris, a long time ago. I don't even know if he remembers me, but I don't think he does. But yeah, but I recognized you. Obviously, like I knew you, and then I didn't actually know the band. That band is now, isn't it Destroying? Or
Destroy Nothing?
Is that their name now?
Yeah, that's Miguel's and Sean's project.
Okay.
That's not the same band that was there.
But those guys, right?
Yeah.
Those guys. Okay.
Super cool.
Yeah, because I've seen them, but I don't really know them like that.
Yeah.
But watching it, I was thinking like, dang, this is some cool shit. Because like, you know, like I semi know you guys, and I want you guys to win.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, fuck, somebody got to make it, you know.
Yeah.
But like at the end, was it like the band that did win? Like, do you know anything of like the success that they got from that?
So the band that won, I forgot their name. They were a bluegrass metal band. They were fire too. Okay, like they were crazy. And I'd actually heard of them before the show. So they weren't super huge, but they were making some moves. And from what I understand, like they're still doing great. I don't think that they didn't blow up like crazy. No. I don't think any of us thought that was gonna happen. But yeah, I think from what I understand, they're still out there. Like they just got more opportunities, more shows, more exposure. Yeah. Great for them, you know.
What was the prize? Because I forgot.
Oh, so you don't remember either. But, so here's the thing. It was something like you get a record deal with the label, and it was a metal label. So we were like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Because we're a pop rock group. So we're a record deal with a metal band. It's stupid, you know. Like.
So it was a record deal.
Yeah, and then I think there might have been some other stuff involved, but I just remember we were all excited, and I don't think we talked about it as a band. We're like, do we even want this record deal? Do we want to be associated with a bunch of metal bands? Not that the metal bands were bad or anything, like, you know, it's the wrong fit, right? Because we're like pop rock. Our first song was a disco song, like low key, and it's like, you know, we had other, like the artists on there are full on screaming, whatever, you know, it's just not gonna fit, right? So we thought we'll get exposure. Some people will find us and they'll like us, then we'll have music out, you know, it'll be cool. But I remember we would do these shows, and they would do things like, so a couple of things. If you watch the show, you'll see afterwards they have a feedback section where they tell you what it was like, what they thought, their thoughts, what went well, what you could improve on. And if you watch the shows, it's like 3 minutes maybe tops of feedback, but in reality it was like 40 minutes of them just talking to you. It was wow. So there was a lot of extra stuff. You're waiting there behind the scenes. I think anyone who's ever done filming knows this. You wait a lot of behind the scenes. But also they would do things like where we filmed a day, and so it was out in LA, so we drive out there and we drive back and say, okay, well, we'll let you know by next week if you made it to the next round. And then they would just call us or send an email or whatever, say, hey, we need you back tomorrow at noon. And like, we have work, we have things, we have gigs, we have shows, but we would just have to cancel everything, go over there. So I remember, and it was too expensive to get a hotel every night, so we were driving back and forth felt like every other day, and that was killing me. Like I was suffering on sleep, and you know. So
what was like the time frame? Like, was this weeks?
Yeah, it was a few weeks, but it was like every other day we were going, and then they wanted us to film an interview part, but they didn't film it while we were there, so we had to go over there, wait for 4 hours, film a 30-minute interview, wait another 2 hours because we're supposed to do more, and they say, nah, never mind, and then you go home. You know, you take the drive from LA to there. So there was 4 hours of driving every day on top of all that waiting and interview. Like, so it was just so much, and it like I remember at the end, low key being like, I didn't care. I checked out, especially also dealing with the industry stupidity, egos, and all that.
Like what about it?
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Gabe.
Let's talk about it.
There's specifically a scene where, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say some stuff. So there was a scene where
I remember. Go on.
Where they asked us to team up with this prog metal band, and they had like those kind of vibes. And I remember we saw them, and because they said, hey, you guys we're not sure if we want you to keep going, but if you join up with this band, you guys can keep going. And I think we made it to the point where they told us you guys will stay in the competition, but the other band, their only chance of staying in the competition, was they wanted Chris and I only to be part of this band, to team up with another prog metal band. I think they saw us as the stars or something, and it was like, no offense to Miguel or Sean, I think they're great, but it was like, that's what they thought. And I think it was also just because we were the Flashes, like we were the ones who were shirtless, stuff like that, you know. And so, anyways, they wanted us to team up with this prog metal band, but we decided it was a dumb fit. We're doing these pop songs, and they're doing screamo and crazy metal breakdowns. So we said no. And then the owner of the show, the founder of the record label, he threw a hissy fit. It's the best way to describe it. Threw a little hissy fit, and he yelled at us for like half an hour saying how we're dumb, we don't understand music, we'll never make it be anybody, do anything, anywhere. I don't know. I checked out after like 2 minutes, so I can't tell you exactly what he said. It was just a lot of like, okay, bro, like whatever. And Chris, oh man, I don't know if this is good or bad, but he tried engaging with him. He kept like trying to defend himself, and I was like, bro, like it's like talking to a child. What are you doing? But Chris, you know, nothing against Chris, but I was like, this guy's acting like a child. Don't even engage. But he kept. I think that's why it went on so long. And I remember, yeah, it was stupid. He started criticizing us. He started telling all this stuff. He literally started seething at one point, which is wild. Like, you could see, you know, like, you hear those sounds, like, bro, because we didn't want to, because your pop rock band didn't want to team up with, like, a prog metal band. Now you're throwing a little hissy fit. So, yeah, that was just really, really dumb. And he started calling us out. And then, man, I remember, like, we both decided, both of us, the prog metal band and us, decided it was mutually beneficial not to team up because we were different things. Yeah. But seeing all that, and one time he said, he asked Chris, he's like, okay, if you're so smart, like, would you do anything to make, I don't know what he said, but he said, would you do anything to make it? He's like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Would you drop your band right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's Chris, what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. Chris said yes. And, you know, I had no hate on that. I really do. People have asked me about this. I got zero, like, bro, I get it.
What was the answer?
That he said he would drop his band if necessary, because we were his band.
Okay.
And I think Chris tried, like, to decorate. I honestly don't remember, because, like I said, I checked out. This was after so much BS-ery. So the question was something like, yeah, would you drop your band? And Chris said, yes, I would. But, you know, I would find a way to work with these guys in the future. Something like that. I don't know. It was something kind of conciliatory, you know. And yeah, so people have asked me about that quite a bit. They said, oh, bro, that's cold. It's hard. First off, they didn't see, like, the amount of badgering he got. And it, like, you kind of just want to shut the guy up.
Yeah.
And also, you got to do what's best for you.
It was really fucked up the way the guy put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Put him on the spot and wanted to actually see. But honestly, it didn't seem like, hey, I have a real opportunity for you, do it now. Yeah. It was more like, I want to control you and say what I want you to say. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, no, like I said,
I don't know, like, exactly the outcome, because I forgot, but that guy, it didn't seem like there was a real opportunity. It just seemed like he was just mad.
I think he was asking a hypothetical. Like I said, I checked out. A lot of people asked me about that because it's such a dramatic moment. I think that's why they did it in the first place.
Yeah. TV.
Once again, you see like a couple minutes, but it was at least half an hour of chewing us out. Like, it was wild. And it's one of those points, you know, you ever see someone who, like, gets angry and you're like, oh, and then they just keep going. You're like, bro, you're just making yourself angry at this point. And it was a bit of that. Like, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. I checked out. So I think Chris might have said something in between. And I remember people have asked me, like, oh, what do you think about that? And every time I'm just like, bro, I don't care. Like, not about Chris, I'm just like, I don't care about that whole situation, you know? Yeah, but, yeah, it was, like you said, he was just, he wanted a power. That's what he wanted. He had an ego. And we really saw it. And it was just, and here's something you don't see is that after that, we all went about our days. And then, like, he started, with the rest of the bands went elsewhere, and everyone else in the studio, right? Like, we had to go wait for another filming session or something. And so we all just chilled, and you could see him, like, we saw him on the pavement just walking up and down, like, fuming. And then he was on the phone for a little bit, but he wasn't on the phone for a little bit. And you don't see that, on the show, like how he would not drop this situation. Like he needed this power.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then, I don't know.
So let's backpedal a little
Right.
bit. How did you guys get this opportunity?
His manager knew the guy who was throwing the show.
Whose manager?
Chris's manager.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. And then, like, what happened there? Were you guys a band initially, or did Chris, like, assemble you guys?
Like the Avengers, bro. Nah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I was going to say it, too.
No, we were playing shows, and so the manager for Chris was booking Chris at places, and sometimes I think he was booking him for solo performances, but sometimes he'd book a band, and we were the band to play whenever we had something. Okay. And I think I might have originally assembled a band for a show, and then Chris needed a band for certain shows, so then he would bring us back on. But I think I was actually one of us, like, I needed a band for something. I think for a country club gig, I needed a band, so I needed a singer, I needed a bass player and a drummer, so I got this band together. And then Chris said, hey, I have this show, we'll get paid this much, you guys want to do it? So then we went and did that, and then he has managers say, well, we can get you on this show. Okay, we get you this show. So then we started doing that. We started learning Chris's originals, and then they said, hey, we got this opportunity to do a reality show. What you guys doing? We're like, all right, we're down.
That's crazy. So you said that it would be like every other day, and so reality as in, because I actually don't really remember too much besides like performances.
Yeah.
So like I guess, was it kind of like they would have you guys film, like in total, how much downtime do you think you had between like actual screen, like everyone got to see?
Bro, the ratio is wild. You give, also they, not like I said, I mentioned how they would cut the judges' feedback after a show, after a performance, from like down to 2 or 3 minutes, when it could sometimes be 20 minutes plus. So they would cut our songs. The show was called No Cover, but if you look at the song's performances, our song would be like 2.5 minutes long. It was really 3 minutes, and they took out a section. They took out a section of the original music, even though the show was about promoting original music. That's how heavily they edited the show. You don't think they would edit the music, but they edited the music. You can watch it. They're pretty clever with it, but if you look at it, like, there's a part where they zoom in on a singer, and then I'm in the background, and then they zoom in on Chris, and then like they'll zoom in on the drummer, and then if you look closely, you can see like I'm in a different spot. Stuff like that. You actually have to pay attention to it, because they did pretty well, to their credit. But they would literally cut down our performances. So,
Damn.
But that said, how much waiting time we do? We're there for hours every day. 4, 5, even 8 one day, I think. 8 hours. We did one performance, and then we did an interview for like 5 minutes. And it's like literally, you go eat, you wait, you chill, you talk, you hang out, go eat again. I took naps. Like it was crazy.
Damn.
You talk to other bands, all other bands, they were really cool. They're homies, so.
Nice. Damn. Yeah, that sounds wild, man. So like, was this just like in a, I don't even know, like a building like this?
It was, yeah. The performances were in a venue. This was like the end of COVID era, where things were mass and quarantine and stuff like that, because it took a year plus for the show to be released. It took a while. So I think places were starting to lift restrictions, but LA was worse. They were one of the later places to lift restrictions.
Okay.
So we filmed just in front of the judges, no audience. And this might have been like right before vaccines or something. And I don't remember the exact time, but it was longer than a year for the show to come out, which is crazy, first off. But yeah, they filmed it at a venue, and then the interviews happened at a hotel. They had a little conference room or something. So it was nice. We did actually record, one of the hotels had a recording studio, and so underneath the floor, and so you see us there at a recording studio sometimes.
Damn. So with all the, I guess, was there any pressure? Did you guys feel nervous? Was there any
Razor J don't get nervous. No. That's not true.
how'd this come about? I assume because I'm thinking to myself a solo artist, but anytime I had someone on stage with me, legitimately, not just a song, I'm talking a full set.
Yeah.
I'm locked in, but this fool gotta lock in, but I could tell he's not locked in.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the band, was it hard for you guys to go through the, getting yelled at or whatever, and then also just trying to stay positive and try to keep going and, play together accordingly,
No, so those guys are all cool. And we definitely had great relationships within the band. Like, there was no tense energy. Sometimes when you work with people musically or work with people anywhere, right, there's this sort of tense energy. No, they were all cool.
Yeah.
So that was good. And musically, everyone was on top of their game. People put in the work. There was maybe like here and there where someone didn't have fully prepared, but for that show we were really prepared, at least.
Okay.
So no, it was really good. Like, there was no problems with that, and we would talk about it afterwards. And even Miguel and Sean, I remember them saying that they felt weird, the fact that they called Chris and I back a couple times, but they said the other people don't need to show up. Like, and they were like, that's kind of weird, that's kind of messed up. But they were cool about it, and it was what it was, and we talked about it. We let them know everything that happened. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, because like I know, at least for like certain rap groups, because I've been involved with about like 4 different rap groups.
Yeah,
I'm talking like 4 dudes plus, like big rap groups,
collectives.
Yeah,
I believe is what
like,
they're called.
It's kind of hard to like, obviously, like you said, it's schedules, but also like egos, like, because you gotta remember we all think we're the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's fucking tough. That's why I asked, because I know like I've 100%. Seen bands and they're fucking. Like it's kind of weird, like the camaraderie, I think is the word, is like how, like, for example, I've seen homies in the same group cuss each other out. An hour later, cool as hell. We're good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're good. Like, we just move on. But then I just think, like, dang, I feel like a band, especially like with this type of opportunity, because you don't know what it is. Everyone has their own goals as far as success and what that looks like. So like, you don't know if someone's thinking this is my big moment or whatever, like things like that. Like, because I feel like everybody has to be on the same page, and it's all good.
So
what happened? Oh, it went off? Oh, okay. We'll just go audio for the rest.
All right.
I guess it turned off. Goodbye, world. Yeah, you're good.
All right, so yeah, for that, one thing I like to say is I talk to people, and sometimes I'll ask about music, especially when I'm really in the music scene, like family or whatever, and I'll say every artist, I mean, there's exceptions, but most artists really feel like in their head, I feel like they think they're superstars who haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
Like,
most.
And most artists. And in some ways, that's not even necessarily a bad thing. Like, you need to have faith that people are going to like what you do. So I'm not saying that. But there's also this, like, some superstars have the stereotype of an ego, and like, you see that too. Yeah. And then, so some people don't. Like, some people are truly, like, cool, and they're just, they're just going to be genuine, and they're going to be good people all the way. But with that group, it was always cool. But, like, man, with the communities, not just the show, not just a group, but sometimes you deal with that in a community. And I was thinking about this because there's times I've seen at shows where people, the rap shows we've done, where there's a little bit of weird energy. And I'm like, and I'm just like, bro, it's like being in elementary school and like, or maybe high school, right? Because you're old enough to play these mind games and these dumb power games. But it's like being in high school and like stabbing someone in the back so you could sit at the cool table. Like, it matters nothing in life. And people are acting like that about their show where they get paid in drink tickets. You know what I mean? And they're acting like they're willing to stab someone in the back for this show that is nothing. Like, bro, it at least makes sense if there was, like, real money. Doesn't mean it's a good thing to do, but I get it. Yeah. But I do not get being egotistical when you're fighting for this recognition and you have 6 monthly listeners on Spotify. Like, it makes no sense. It's not the right time, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, as far as, like, the rap community goes, yeah, bro, I mean, like, for as long as I can remember, it's been like that. Even if I expand it, like when I go to LA or Vegas is like toxic as fuck, or like Arizona, like it's all around, like how you said, like everyone thinks like they're the top artist that just didn't make it yet. So it's like, it's tough. It really is. But I think I know what you mean. Like some things as far as like shows goes, man, bro, it's weird. Like some of the the energy. Like I've noticed, like you just gotta be cool with some people, and then you can like talk to this person or whatever. But I think slowly it's opening up. But there is still some buffoonery there, like
That's a good word.
as far as like fucking. Oh, like I personally, I don't like local shows where people rap or do their shit and then they leave. I don't like that shit. Now of course, like I don't know what they got going on. Yeah. Maybe they have to work in the morning. I don't know. I don't know these things.
Situations.
Yeah, but you can tell sometimes like this fool don't give a fuck. Like like he's gonna go do whatever. He does not give a fuck. He just like you know what I'm saying. It's weird energy sometimes like that. Like I think like a lot of these guys like yesterday with Sam. Sam is a promoter because he was forced to be his own promoter. You know what I'm saying? So like this is a guy who wants to put people on and wants to help just grow the Valley scene.
Yeah.
And like if you're just gonna show up, rap, and then dip and don't even say nothing, not like a thank you. I don't know these things, right? Maybe he did or whatever. But I seen a lot of buffoonery. Not just that though. Like there's more that goes to it. Like like the way if you're getting paid or talking shit or like people assuming things about you. Because I've been approached on so many levels where I'm just like, bro, what? Who told you that? Like it's fucking weird. But I don't know. That's the rap shit. I don't know. It's weird.
I have something to say about that. So I've thrown a couple shows too. We did the way back, the pre-Cella show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Back. And so I remember I said back then there wasn't a lot of stuff going on for rappers in the Valley, which is why I threw that show.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, I want to play a show. Also, I want to go to shows, so I'll throw a show if there's none, right? Because I was performing a lot with bands, and that was different. Yeah. So I thought I want to do some rap shows. Also, I just want to play my songs like selfishly too. On top of that, making a community. So, but I wanted to get tapped in with people. I really felt isolated because I was doing all this other music stuff. So, anyways, I organized it. We worked it out with homie Miguel at his place. Is now the venue, the lab, El Laboratorio, and we threw the show. Right, it was cool. And I remember I had a lot of, so I made a list of people I wanted. You were performing, right? Mills performing. A lot of people were performing. And then I had a whole bunch of people ask me, yo, can I get on the show? Yo, can I get on the show? And so I was like, I would say, so then I remember thinking like, okay, I want to help, I want to help with me now, right? So I said, all right, you can do like one song. We'll try to fit you in here if that's all right. And then I had a lot of people message me. Some people never messaged me back. Some people messaged, okay, or at least one person messaged me, said, okay, didn't show up. A few people did show up, and they did their one song, and then I've never, to this day, talked to them again. They've never messaged me for anything. They wanted that, and they didn't want anything else.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I remember it was just such a slap in the face. Like, okay, let me see if we start the show 5 minutes early and we cut my transition time by 2 minutes, and maybe I could fit one person here, one person, like I was trying to really make things work to get whoever I could on there. And then like they wanted something, nothing. I'm not saying you have to be my number one fan or my best friend or anything, but like, bro, if you're gonna try to get something from me, at least stay in contact. That was the whole point of the show, to make a community.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people that just go and then ghost are just like I don't think they understand really what it takes to make something like that happen, like they don't understand like discrepancies on time. They don't understand like okay, I gotta cut this dude short because I'm trying to help you. It's just selfishness at the end of the day. Like a lot of people that don't understand that shit. And I've seen a lot of promoters do that too, where like even at like bigger venues like the 420 Bank, where like, all right, put homie on, but then he's supposed to do one song. He did like 5 songs.
Oh yeah.
And now the fucking headliner's pissed because now he can only do 2 songs. 100%. And it's like, it's all fucked up sometimes. But you've been around too. You've seen it. So
I threw a show at the end of last year, just not too long ago, right? At the CV Brewery. I think it was the first rap show I've ever done there. I threw a show there, and I remember one thing I see is like, another thing that I see with promoters is you start to get, clicky, and to some extent, like, clicks happen. I'm not entirely against that, but also, like, you just get, like, you get closed-minded, or because I see this in other scenes. I'm in rock scenes, and I go to rock shows. I know homies in rock bands, whatever, or metal bands, whatever, and it's like the same 6 bands or like the same 8 bands playing every show.
Yeah.
And I see that with some shows, not only here, but I remember in other places, San Bernardino and other things, and I can't speak for other places that well because I don't go there too often, LA, whatever, right? But it'll be like the same artist all the time. So I remember I specifically tried to get out of that, and I tried to get different artists, and
It's tough.
and so I did, but I got a mostly different artist, and like one thing that's not just staying for the show, but also going to shows where you're not on the set at all, because that's something I'll say a lot. Not everybody, but some of those artists haven't seen at any of the other shows that I've seen.
Yeah.
Some of those, and the other shows, I haven't seen those artists at that show that I threw, you know?
It's true.
And so, and you know, there's always reasons why people have things going on, but like, you can't make it out to any, you know what I mean? Like, so that's one thing, but and I was even thinking about whether or not that's hate or like they don't know, because, man, I feel like there's a lot of people who don't know about even other artists who are doing the same type of music you do, which is wild.
Yeah. I think so too. Like, I feel like the same like 7 or 8 artists that really do it are the ones that actually have like sets ready to go. Because like the ones that just kind of pop in, like you said, they don't go to other shows. They don't like. But at the end of the day, like it just seems like they're just not it. Like they're just not with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like they don't even post. They don't do anything. Like,
that happens.
You know, things like that. But final thoughts. Anything that you wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
Natural selection. Buy your merch. Oh wait, I think the camera's off. It's pointing to the camera.
Is it off? Oh yeah, it is off.
I think it's off. And while you're buying your merch, listen to some Razor J music. I don't know. I got no other final thoughts.
Okay. Well, we're not to wrap up because this is already getting towards the end of the shit. But dude, thank you for hopping on the pod. You know, thank you for sharing your stories about the reality show you were on, and you know, thank you for your time.
Yeah, man, love to be here.
Hell yeah. Peace.
You're listening to the GreenSkull podcast.
A podcast for Fife fans, music artists, and creatives alike.